Men over 60 eat this in the morning to boost circulation down there. Let's have an honest conversation, man to man. As we journey through life, our sense of vitality, our core strength, is deeply and inextricably tied to something we rarely discuss: our circulation. If you're a man over 60, you've almost certainly noticed changes. It's a subtle shift at first, a quiet acknowledgement in the mirror that things aren't quite what they used to be. This can be a deeply sensitive topic, one we often push aside, attributing it to the inevitable march of time. But what if that wasn't the full story? What if I told you that the single most powerful tool to reclaim that lost vitality, to turn back the clock on your body's internal systems, isn't waiting for you in a pharmacy? It isn't a complex procedure or an expensive exotic supplement. It's right there, in your own kitchen pantry, waiting to be discovered. I'm talking about a simple daily breakfast, a meal that, when embraced as a ritual, can fundamentally change everything you thought you knew about aging. I'm not just referring to one isolated aspect of your health. The true power lies in the ripple effect. By the end of this video, I'm going to reveal not only the exact meal, but also the incredible compounding benefits that touch every corner of your existence. We're talking about your heart, the very engine of your life, your brain, the seat of your memories and focus, and your energy levels, the fuel that powers you from morning until night. Miss this, and you miss the simple science-backed blueprint to revitalizing your entire system from the inside out. Let's talk about what's really going on inside our bodies as we age. It's a crucial conversation that far too few men have, often sidelined by a sense of pride or perhaps a simple lack of understanding of where to even begin. We notice the small things at first. Our energy levels don't just dip in the afternoon. They seem to start from a lower baseline in the morning. We might feel a persistent chill in our hands and feet that a good pair of socks can't quite fix. The stamina we once took for granted, whether in the gym or during a long walk, seems to require more conscious effort. And yes, let's address the elephant in the room. Performance in the most intimate parts of our lives can be affected. This is not, and I want to be crystal clear, a personal failing. It is not a sign of weakness or a diminishing of your manhood. It is, for the most part, a matter of simple biology and physics. Your body is facing a challenge that has a name, and understanding it is the first step to conquering it. It is a circulation crisis. The core of this issue, the absolute master regulator of healthy, robust blood flow, is a remarkable and elegant little molecule called nitric oxide. You may have heard of it in passing, but its profound importance to male health cannot possibly be overstated. I want you to think of your circulatory system as a vast, intricate network of rivers and streams, delivering life-giving water to every field and village. Your blood vessels are those rivers. Nitric oxide acts as the master controller of the dams and floodgates. Its primary job is to send a signal to the inner walls of your blood vessels, a delicate lining called the endothelium, telling them to relax and widen. This crucial process is called vasodilation. When your blood vessels are relaxed and wide, blood flows freely, smoothly, and efficiently to every single part of your body. It delivers oxygen and nutrients from the very tips of your toes to the most complex and demanding regions of your brain, and yes, to the specific areas that are absolutely critical for male sexual function. Herein lies the central challenge of aging for men. As we cross the threshold of 40, and especially as we move past 60, our body's natural innate ability to produce this vital nitric oxide molecule begins to decline. It isn't a sudden drop. It's a gradual, steady, almost insidious decrease, year after year. This means our master controller of the floodgates is getting a little older, a little slower on the job. The signals to relax and widen the blood vessels aren't as strong or as frequent as they once were. The inevitable result? Those rivers and streams begin to narrow. The flow of life-giving blood becomes less robust, more restricted. It's like trying to force the same amount of water through a garden hose instead of a fire hose. The pressure builds, and delivery to the furthest reaches of the system becomes compromised. This isn't just one problem among many. For so many of the issues we associate with getting older, this is the root of the problem. This decline in nitric oxide is a primary driver of what we often just vaguely call aging. It directly contributes to higher blood pressure because the heart, your faithful engine, is forced to work much harder to push blood through those constricted vessels. It contributes to that pervasive sense of fatigue because your muscles and organs aren't receiving the oxygen and nutrients they need as efficiently. It's a major factor in brain fog, as the brain, an organ that demands an incredible 20% of your blood flow, is being chronically underserved. And let me be direct, it is the number one physical reason for a decline in erectile function. The fundamental mechanics of an erection are entirely dependent on a massive, rapid surge of high-volume blood flow into the penis. This is a pure hydraulic event. That event is physically impossible without sufficient nitric oxide to signal the floodgates to open wide and allow that rush of blood to occur. In response, so many of us turn to expensive supplements or medications that promise a quick fix. And while some of those interventions can certainly have a place, they are very often just addressing the symptom, not the fundamental underlying cause. They act as a temporary patch on a systemic foundational issue. The real, sustainable, long-term solution is to support and nourish your body's own miraculous ability to create this vital molecule. It's about restoring the foundation of your health, not just papering over the cracks. It's about giving your body the specific raw materials it needs to manage its own circulatory system with the efficiency and power it had years ago. The frustration you might be feeling is completely valid, but I assure you the situation is far from hopeless. In fact, the power to address this is more within your control than you could possibly imagine. It doesn't require a miracle, it requires a strategy. And that strategy begins with the very first thing you do in the morning. Understanding this circulation crisis is the first, most crucial step towards solving it. The goal isn't to fight against your body in a desperate battle against time. The goal is to work with it. It's about recognizing that the incredible biological systems that have served you for 60, 70, or even more years just need a little bit of targeted, intelligent support. The truly good news is that the support they need is not complicated. It's not about adopting a radical, punishing, and difficult to maintain diet. It is about making a single, simple, and profoundly powerful choice every single morning. A choice that directly combats this age-related nitric oxide decline and helps to reopen those critical circulatory pathways. This is how we transition from a state of crisis to a state of control. This is how we take the power back. And it all begins not with a pill or a powder, but with a bowl, a humble breakfast bowl. So, what is this powerful, transformative breakfast? It's not some exotic, hard-to-find superfood from a distant rainforest. It's not a complicated recipe that requires you to be a gourmet chef with an hour to spare. It is brilliantly, almost deceptively simple. It is accessible to everyone, and it is remarkably affordable. The breakfast I'm talking about is a bowl of oatmeal, topped with a generous handful of blueberries and a slightly smaller handful of walnuts. That's it. Now, before you click away thinking that sounds far too simple to be truly effective, I want you to stay with me for a moment. I can almost hear the skepticism. Oatmeal? That's what my grandpa ate. And you're right, he probably did. And he was wiser than he knew. The profound, almost medicinal power of this meal lies not in any single ingredient, but in the beautiful, deliberate synergy between them. This isn't just breakfast, it's a targeted medical intervention delivered in a delicious, satisfying bowl. Let's reframe how we think about our morning meal. For so many of us, breakfast is a complete afterthought. It's a piece of dry toast, grabbed on the way out the door, a bowl of sugary cereal eaten while scrolling through the news, or maybe just a cup of coffee to jolt the system into action. We're not thinking about how that first meal sets the biological tone for the entire day ahead. We're just trying to fill a void. But this specific combination of oatmeal, blueberries, and walnuts is precision engineered to do one thing with remarkable efficiency: to support and dramatically enhance your body's own production of nitric oxide and to protect your entire circulatory system from damage. It's a breakthrough because it shifts our focus away from chasing symptoms and toward rebuilding the entire system from the ground up, starting from the very first bite of your day. Think of it as your daily dose of internal maintenance, as essential as brushing your teeth. You wouldn't expect your car to run smoothly for 100,000 miles without ever changing the oil, and our bodies are infinitely more complex and precious. To function optimally, we need to provide the specific nutrients that act as the precursors, protectors, and facilitators for the biological functions we want to enhance. In this case, we are directly and intelligently targeting the nitric oxide pathway. Each component of this breakfast plays a specific and absolutely crucial role. It's not a random assortment of healthy foods. It's a carefully selected team of all-stars, each with a unique job to do. The walnuts provide the essential building block. The blueberries provide the elite protection for the entire system, and the oatmeal provides the critical cleanup crew and the sustainable, high-quality energy to make it all work in harmony. One of the most beautiful aspects of this approach is its profound accessibility. You can walk into any grocery store, in any town, anywhere in the world, and find these three simple ingredients. There is no barrier to entry. This isn't some exclusive diet plan reserved for the wealthy or the privileged. This is a truly democratic solution to a widespread and deeply personal problem. It's a way of taking back control using the simple, honest power of whole foods. The modern food environment often pushes us relentlessly towards convenience, which is almost always a code word for processed, high sugar, low nutrient options. These foods, from sugary cereals to breakfast pastries to processed meats, actively work against our circulatory health. They promote inflammation, they can damage the delicate endothelial lining of our blood vessels, and they contribute to the very problems of aging we are so desperate to solve. This breakfast is the antidote. It is the conscious, deliberate choice to start your day by actively nourishing and healing your body, not by simply filling your stomach. This simple meal represents a complete paradigm shift. Instead of viewing food as just calories or fuel to get us through the morning, we begin to see it as what it truly is: information. With every bite of this breakfast, we are sending a clear, powerful, and healing set of instructions to our body's operating system. We are sending the signal to relax and widen blood vessels. We are sending the signal to reduce systemic inflammation. We are sending the signal to protect our precious vascular highways from damage. And we are sending the signal to stabilize blood sugar for steady, reliable, all-day energy. It's a cascade of positive effects that all begins with this one simple, powerful bowl. It is a daily declaration that you are in charge of your health, that you are choosing vitality over decline. This is the breakfast breakthrough that can truly change the trajectory of your health, not for a day or a week, but for all the years to come. Let's get into the specifics of why this exact combination is so incredibly effective. This isn't magic or folklore, it's pure, elegant biochemistry. It's a perfect example of what nutrition scientists call food synergy, a principle where different components in a meal work together to produce an effect that is far greater and more potent than the sum of their individual parts. Let's break it down ingredient by ingredient so you can truly understand the power you are putting into your body. We'll start with the walnuts. Walnuts are a true nutritional powerhouse, packed with healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals. But for our purposes today, their most critical feature is that they are one of the richest plant-based sources of a specific amino acid called L-arginine. You can think of L-arginine as the essential raw material that your body's nitric oxide factories use to do their job. These factories are located within the endothelium, that delicate inner lining of your blood vessels. Inside those cells, an enzyme with the name nitric oxide synthase, or ENOS for short, takes the L-arginine you eat and through a clever biochemical reaction, converts it directly into nitric oxide. The equation is beautifully simple: no L-arginine, no nitric oxide. It's the foundational substrate. By starting your day with a handful of raw, unsalted walnuts, you are ensuring that your body has an ample supply of this essential building block to produce nitric oxide throughout the day. It's like making sure the construction crew has a full supply of bricks and mortar before they start building a wall. Now, let's talk about the vibrant, delicious blueberries. If the walnuts are providing the raw materials for construction, the blueberries are providing the elite security team to protect the entire operation. Blueberries are famous for being a rich source of powerful antioxidants, specifically a class of flavonoids called anthocyanins, which are the natural pigments responsible for their deep blue and purple color. These compounds play an indispensable protective role. One of the greatest enemies of nitric oxide and the health of your blood vessels is a condition called oxidative stress. Think of it as a form of biological rusting. Unstable molecules called free radicals, which are created by normal metabolic processes, stress and environmental toxins, zip around your body, causing damage. They can damage the delicate endothelial cells where nitric oxide is made, and they can degrade the nitric oxide molecule itself as soon as it's produced. This means that even if you're providing plenty of L-arginine from walnuts, if you have high levels of oxidative stress, the precious nitric oxide you produce might be neutralized before it can ever do its job of relaxing your blood vessels. The anthocyanins in blueberries are like a shield. They swarm through your bloodstream and heroically neutralize these damaging free radicals before they can cause harm. This provides a critical twofold benefit. First, it directly protects the endothelial lining of your blood vessels from this rusting, keeping your nitric oxide factories healthy and functioning at full capacity. Second, it protects the nitric oxide molecule itself from being destroyed, allowing it to exist in your bloodstream for a longer period and exert its powerful vasodilating effects more effectively. The blueberries aren't just a tasty topping, they are the guardians of your circulatory system, ensuring your L-arginine investment pays maximum dividends. Finally, we have the foundation of the meal, the oatmeal. For this to work, we want to use steel-cut or old-fashioned rolled oats, not the instant, pre-sweetened packets which are often loaded with sugar. Whole oats are a fantastic source of a special type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan. This fiber is the dedicated cleanup crew for your entire circulatory system. As it moves through your digestive tract, it forms a thick, gel-like substance. This gel has a remarkable property. It binds to cholesterol and bile acids in the gut and helps to carry them out of the body before they can be absorbed into your bloodstream. Why is this so important for circulation? Because high levels of LDL or bad cholesterol can lead to the formation of sticky hard plaque on your artery walls, a dangerous condition known as atherosclerosis. This plaque physically narrows your arteries and, just as importantly, makes them stiff and inflexible. This is the very definition of a circulatory traffic jam. By helping to manage cholesterol levels, the oatmeal ensures that your blood vessels remain clear and flexible. It keeps the highways open and free of obstructions so that when nitric oxide does its job of widening the vessels, the blood has a clear, smooth path to flow through. Furthermore, the complex carbohydrates in oatmeal provide a slow, steady, and sustained release of energy into your bloodstream. This completely prevents the sharp blood sugar spikes and subsequent crashes that you get from refined grains or sugary breakfasts. Stable blood sugar is absolutely crucial for reducing inflammation and maintaining overall metabolic health, which further supports a healthy and responsive circulatory system. So you have the walnuts providing the building blocks, the blueberries providing the protection, and the oatmeal clearing the path and providing the steady fuel. It is a perfectly designed synergistic system for rebuilding your circulatory health from the inside out. While the primary motivation for many men to adopt this breakfast might be its targeted and powerful effect on circulation down there, it would be a profound disservice to limit its benefits to just that one area. You may come seeking a solution to one problem, but you will discover a transformation in your entire well-being. The beautiful reality is that a healthy circulatory system is the absolute foundation for total body health. When you improve blood flow, you improve everything. First and foremost is your heart health. Your heart is the tireless engine of your circulatory system, and this breakfast is one of the most profoundly heart-protective meals you can possibly eat. The very same mechanisms that improve blood flow for erectile function are the ones that shield you from heart disease, the #1 killer of men. The boosted nitric oxide production relaxes your arteries, which directly helps to lower blood pressure. Your heart doesn't have to strain as hard to pump blood through the body, reducing wear and tear on this vital muscle. The cholesterol-lowering effects of the oatmeal's beta-glucan fiber directly combat the buildup of arterial plaque, which is the leading cause of heart attacks and strokes. The antioxidant power of the blueberries reduces the inflammation and oxidative stress that damage arterial walls and initiate plaque formation. You are not just improving one symptom, you are fundamentally fortifying your entire cardiovascular system for the long haul. Next, let's consider your daily energy and vitality. How often do you experience that dreaded mid-morning or mid-afternoon slump, that heavy feeling of needing a nap, of your brain just switching off, your focus evaporating? This is very often a direct result of unstable blood sugar. A breakfast high in sugar and refined carbohydrates causes a rapid spike in blood sugar, which your body interprets as an emergency, releasing a surge of insulin to deal with it. This insulin surge is what causes the subsequent crash, leaving you feeling tired, irritable, and foggy. The oatmeal in this breakfast completely changes that destructive dynamic. As a low glycemic complex carbohydrate rich in fiber, it breaks down slowly and metabolizes over a long period. This provides a steady, sustained release of glucose into your bloodstream. The result is stable, reliable, and calm energy for hours. No more roller coaster rides. You'll find yourself feeling more alert, more focused, and more physically capable and resilient throughout the entire day. And that brings us directly to your cognitive function. Your brain is an incredibly greedy organ when it comes to blood flow. It accounts for only about 2% of your body weight, but voraciously consumes about 20% of your body's oxygen and blood supply. Every thought you have, every memory you recall, every problem you solve depends on robust circulation to your brain cells. When nitric oxide levels decline and circulation becomes sluggish, your brain suffers. This can manifest as that frustrating brain fog, difficulty concentrating on a task, or that tip-of-the-tongue phenomenon where you struggle to recall a name or a word. By boosting nitric oxide and improving blood flow with this breakfast, you are quite literally feeding your brain. The increased delivery of oxygen and nutrients helps to support neuronal health, enhance mental clarity, and protect against age-related cognitive decline. The walnuts, also being a fantastic source of brain-healthy omega-3 fatty acids, add another layer of cognitive protection. You're not just eating for your body, you're eating for a sharper, clearer mind. So when you sit down to this bowl in the morning, I want you to see the full, magnificent picture. You are not just eating a meal to address one symptom. You are engaging in a holistic, powerful act of self-care and self-respect. You are actively lowering your blood pressure. You are protecting your heart from disease. You are stabilizing your energy levels for the entire day. You are sharpening your mind and memory. And yes, you are restoring the very circulation that underpins male vitality. It's a total body wellness strategy delivered in one simple, delicious bowl. We've talked about the problem, the elegant solution, and the beautiful science that makes it all work. But the most critical component of this entire strategy is the one thing science can't put in a pill or a prescription. It's the one ingredient you have to supply yourself: consistency. This breakfast is not a one-time fix. It is not something you do for a week and expect a life-altering miracle. Its profound benefits are unlocked through the quiet, steady power of ritual. It's about making a commitment to yourself, a non-negotiable appointment with your own health that you keep every single morning. This is where the real transformation happens, not just in the chemistry of your blood, but in the pathways of your mind. Think about the unique power of a ritual. It's an action that you intentionally imbue with meaning. It's fundamentally, you are sending a powerful message to your subconscious mind that your health is a top priority, that you are worthy of this care, that you are an active participant in your own aging process, not a passive victim of it. This psychological shift, this claiming of agency, is every bit as important as the physiological one. The benefits of this breakfast are designed to be compounding. The first day, you might simply feel full and satisfied. After a week of consistent daily practice, you might notice your energy levels are more stable, that the 3 p.m. slump has vanished. After a month, you will likely start to notice more significant changes in all the areas we've discussed. Your blood pressure readings may have improved. Your mind may feel clearer and more focused, and you will very likely notice a tangible, undeniable difference in your circulatory health. These benefits build on each other, creating an upward spiral of health. The healthier your blood vessels become, the more responsive they are to the nutrients you provide. The better you feel, the more motivated you are to continue. But this virtuous cycle only gains momentum if you stick with it day after day. There will inevitably be days when you don't feel like it. Days when a sugary pastry or a quick cup of coffee seems easier. Days when you're traveling, when your routine is disrupted, or when you're simply short on time. That's life. The goal isn't perfection, it's persistence. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up. Just get right back to it the next morning. The key is to build an identity around this action. You are not someone who is trying a new diet. You are a man who starts his day by intentionally nourishing his body for optimal health. It becomes part of who you are. This daily ritual becomes an anchor point in your day. In a world that can feel chaotic and out of our control, this is one thing you can completely own. It's a small, manageable act of order that grounds you and sets a positive trajectory for everything that follows. The discipline and self-respect you cultivate in this one small area of your life will inevitably spill over into others. It builds momentum. It reinforces the powerful belief that you have agency over your own well-being. It proves the principle of the aggregation of marginal gains, that tiny, consistent improvements repeated over time lead to extraordinary results. This breakfast is your 1% improvement. It's your daily deposit into your health account. It's your investment in the man you want to be tomorrow, next month, and 10 years from now. This is more than just a recipe. It's a decision to take control of your health with simple, powerful, and intelligent actions. You have the ability to build a body that feels strong, capable, and vital for years to come. It all starts tomorrow morning with one single goal: own your health and own your future.